welcome back to another episode of Shop Talk. As you can tell, we're not the typical hosts of this show.
I'm Joey.
I'm Matt.
We work in the production department here at Rick's Motorsport Electrics.
Yep, and like most other people here, we have a pretty good appreciation for all types of motorcycles. But this week, we're going to be talking about a very specific type of motorcycle, very near and dear to both of our hearts.
Sport bikes. We love sport bikes. We're going to be talking about the pros and cons, just our opinions on owning them, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, sport bikes, it's what we choose to ride as our personal bikes. We rather stupidly daily ride them. Been doing it for a few years, so we have a pretty good idea of their pros, cons, ups, downs. Should you get one? Should you not? Are they worth it? Probably not.
I don't know. I think we should start out with a con. I would say biggest con is just for daily use. They're 100% impractical. For riding to work, there's so much...
They're very unnecessary.
Yeah. Not so much power for no reason. You don't need that much power to go to work. You want to be more comfortable than you are, and you're just uncomfortable. You want a little bit of storage on your bike, maybe, and you have zero. They're just impractical in every sense of the word.
As a daily motorcycle, especially, I mean, I know a lot of people that have sport bikes. We both do. We've met a lot of great people through the community. But most of the people that we know, they don't ride them every day. I don't blame them. The ergonomics, they're very aggressive. It's more of a weekend toy. But for some reason, we ride them every day.
That being said, I guess that leads us into a pro, is that they're so much fun. It's a blast to ride sport bikes, and I'm sure this goes for every kind of bike, but I think more so for sport bikes. They're just an absolute blast. It's just being uncomfortable. Being strapped to this two-wheel death missile is something that is exhilarating, and there's nothing else like it.
It's like the expression. It's not miles per gallon. It's smiles per gallon. It's not the daily riding of a sport bike. It's when you get on that nice road, nothing in front of you. It's just the way that they ride, the sounds that they make. They're just so much fun. It just makes it worth it. It makes being uncomfortable just completely worth it. Just the way they lean in. And I don't think neither of us ever tracked one, but
not yet. Growth mindset. We will do a track day.
We'll do a track day coming soon, but it's so justified once you just get on that perfect stretch of road.
Speaking of track days, this leads us into another con, is that they're expensive. Everything about sport bikes is expensive. Parts, expensive. Maintenance, expensive.
Very.
Insurance, expensive.
Very. I mean, we're a little bit on the younger side, so insurance is always going to be expensive, but...
Even more so for us.
Yeah, and like you said, parts, I mean, no motorcycle parts are cheap.
It's true.
For sport bikes, they're just...
It's like an extra tax.
It's ridiculous. I mean, you have like Harley tax and you have like sport bike tax.
Yeah.
I mean...
And there's Italian sport bike tax. That's a whole different level.
That's a whole different talking point. That's a whole own thing, is Italian bikes. I know one of our resident Shop Talk hosts is a big Italian guy, but that's just a whole other tax. But I think while the parts are expensive, they're not unobtainable, and you don't need to do a whole lot to a sport bike to make it fun to ride. That out of the box, they're already really fun, really enjoyable, but I mean, you can just put a little bit into them.
That could also be a pro, too. Parts are expensive, but the amount of customization you can do to... Well, this goes for any bike, really, but sport bikes specifically, I think, just have a big aftermarket, so you can really fine-tune everything to how you want it to be, whether that be grips, rear sets, exhaust.
100%. I mean, it's rare to see two sport bikes that look identical to each other. I mean, there's just so many options. There's so much aftermarket support. If that's your thing, I know some people like to just keep them stock, but
even down to fairings, that one's kind of sport bike specific. Dirt bikes have. You can get different plastics for dirt bikes, but sport bike fairings are like their whole art form.
Yeah, I mean, they're just really personable bikes. You can make them whatever you want pretty easily. There's so much support for them. It's just really cool to make it your own. And through making your own, I think you meet a lot of cool people. I mean,
Yeah.
like all bikes have a good following. They're gonna meet a lot of cool people, but like sport bikes in particular, you just meet there's just so many cool people that you meet. I mean, we've met lots of people.
Yeah, this
through-
summer, Matt and I joined a Facebook group called Sport Bike Riders of New Hampshire, and we've met dozens of really awesome, genuine people who share the same passion as us.
Mhm.
We've ridden several thousand miles with them.
And even through working here, I mean, there's people here that also choose to ride sport bikes as their personal bikes, and it's just a really cool community. A lot of good guys. I mean,
I think we got a little off topic.
we did get a little off
Pros and
topic.
cons. We should talk about cons more.
We should.
Sport bikes, uncomfortable. For long rides, awful. Your back
Very.
will hurt.
But I mean, that just goes back to the daily rideability. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just not a motorcycle that you want to be on for more than an hour, pushing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
We have done several 100-mile days, but it becomes such a force. It's so unbearable after a long hours. You just have a backpack on because you have no room for anything else. So you
you
have
have
to
to
wear a
plan
backpack.
breaks so you
You
can
do.
just get off and just stretch your legs, stretch your back. I mean, after riding them for a while, you definitely pick up these like
Yeah,
tips
you
and tricks.
acclimate.
Like resting your elbow on the tank, you know,
Definitely
get the
acclimate.
pressure off your wrist. You get used to it, but it's still, you want something just a little bit better ergonomically if you're gonna ride it for anything more than an hour, realistically. And most people just aren't looking for that, unfortunately, because they're great bikes.
But they look cool.
They look really cool. I mean, they're just, the couple things that are good about them just make up for all the downsides. Uncomfortable,
I agree, 100%.
but we love them.
End it off there, you think?
I think so.
All right. I don't know when this video is going out, but Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Maybe we'll be on Shop Talk another time. I don't know. We'll see what the mics think. Maybe we did really poorly.
It's likely that we did poorly,
I
but
don't know. That's it.
yeah.
Adios.
All right. Catch you next time.